Hi guys, welcome to TCM Education. We're gonna analyze three stocks that definitely overperformed the markets yesterday. Remember, we traded only half a day until 1 p.m. because of the upcoming 4th of July weekend. Let's take a look at the best performing sector yesterday. The TAN, that's the solar energy sector, closed up in 3.5 hours up 4.5%, and the next performing sector was airlines, 1.4%. Financials closed up 1%, but clearly when the stock is up 4.5%, great news. And the great news is that the tax credits in the Trump bill, or BBB, big beautiful bill, weren't as aggressive, I guess, as some investors expected. The headline a month ago on Yahoo Finance was the solar hit with steep losses as Trump tax bill threatens clean energy industry. So I'm guessing the tax bill is not as bad. As you can see, this burst in the last 4 days in the clean energy sector. That's more than 10% in the last 4 days. Now, being that we don't trade ETFs, what we can draw from that as day traders is to look and trade immediately. If you see at the beginning of the trading day that the TAN, assuming you're following it, and you should, but you see that the TAN ETF is up 4%, the rest of the market is up 0.5% to 1%. So there's clear difference between the TAN ETF and the rest of the market, meaning there are news. Meaning there are news, you don't want to trade the ETF, go and trade individual stocks. Now, which individual stocks you should trade from the sector? You should know at least 2 or 3. If you don't know any 2 or 3, you need to look at stock screeners. So let's go. Of course, with time you'll know that's not a big problem. So now let's take a look at the screener, and of course let's look at our preferred screener, the daily power list. Now, if you look at our daily power list, which has very aggressive prerequisites for stocks, and I mean volume above 5 million shares, price obviously above $10, and this is the most aggressive demand for this indicator, the intraday range, to be above 10%. That means a lot of intraday price actions. Intraday, I mean between the highs and the lows. So this is a super strong number. And still on our list we have 2 solar stocks. Sunrun ended up closing the trading day up 16%. Solar Edge closed up the trading day pretty much in the same ballpark. So those, along with many others, dominated the winners list yesterday. Now let's take a look at the price section. Let's pick up Solar Edge because I decided to analyze it for you guys. And there's the price section. You can see the big gap up. It's immediately in the screeners, immediately from the morning. And then you have the pullbacks, and then you can trade it, and almost every trade is with a full 1% of risk, because this stock is very volatile. It's also a bit spready, but the result is amazing. Overall, it closes at the highs of the day. It's a $25 stock and runs $2 from the pullback. Okay, not from the beginning of the day. So it started the trading day under 24, closes up $2.50. But you know, you can start buying it at one point. I'm just looking at the best technical reasonable points where you have time to analyze the entry, the stop loss, and you have the 1% risk embedded in the trade, not 3%, and you know that's our strategy. And you can see here that the reversal here above 24, 25, 40 to 50, the stop loss would have been under 25, 12. So that's pretty much maybe a little bit than 1%, but keep in mind, if you watch SEDG, there are issues here, meaning it trades a lot of shares, but it's not a smooth trader, meaning that it's spready. When I say spready on a $25 stock, it means 3, 5 cents, sometimes 7 cents. So That's a factor that should be priced in, not a big factor when the stock is doing whatever it did yesterday. And obviously, as you can see, all the movement was basically up. I mean, there were very few entry points basically at every high where you could have failed. But overall, any pullback, let me bring in the view up, any pullback was a success story. So that's a stock that I wanted to analyze. Hold on a second. Okay, so that's going to be our number 3 ranking stock for yesterday. Let's go to number 2. And in number 2, we have another stock here from the daily power list. Again, that's our go-to place for the best trades. Obviously, there are other places where you can look at gainers, losers list, and you can sort them in different.
Want to stop guessing and start trading like a pro? Join our one-on-one mentorship program. Learn high-impact, low-risk chart patterns, risk management, and experience with live execution. Get expert coaching and one-on-one training and support. Get your day trading green with strategies that work. Sign up today. Spots are limited. Email thechartsmaverick@gmail.com.
Ways, the idea to use this power list, and I cannot stretch it enough or push you enough to use a very distinct list, is that you have very little stocks on the list, and all the stocks in the list have an intrinsic power. That's very important, because if you have too many stocks on the list, it's very hard to choose. If you have 10 stocks on the list, in this case yesterday there were 12 stocks on the list. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 12 stocks on the list. It's bearable, but you have 25 stocks on the list, and you have to look for shorts as well. So that becomes tedious. Okay, let's take a look at AAOI. So this is AAOI yesterday, and voila, take a look at the price section. First of all, how do you get it to be on your screener or a power list or whatever? First of all, the stock starts immediately with a sharp move higher. Okay, so it has a clear uptrend when you watch it in the morning session. When I say morning session, until 11. Okay, so this is a move that starts at 27 and ends at 31. That's $4. That's more than 10%, or actually 12% intraday. The range today was 17%, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's more than that. Okay, so at any point it's over 10%, it immediately comes into this list. And if it doesn't hit 10%, but it's up more than 15% or 10%, it's on a gainers list. So either way, gainers, losers, daily power. Obviously, the daily power list takes time to build. Okay, while the gainers, losers is going to be filled immediately with the biggest movers. So there's a trade-off. You need to watch both. Okay, keep in mind it's a half a day of trading. So if you don't act by 11, then volumes is going to dry out, and you can see this amazing move here where the stock actually climbs from 28. That's why I was watching this stock and at the round number. Okay, because there are so many entries here on the way up. It goes from 28 to 31. Now, where are additional entries? Depends on your strategy. If your strategy is to enter at a round number, to have a 1% risk, you won't find many entry points other than this one. Again, you can take 3% of risk or 5%, and then you may turn what looks like a great chart into a losing chart or a losing trade. Anything can happen. You can see how volatile this stock is. Basically, it comes back at one point and trades back at under 28. This is how volatile this stock is. So it traded yesterday a volume of nearly 7 million shares. So again, above the threshold of 5 million. The threshold of 5 million. But it's clear that it wasn't in this list at the daily power list so early in the morning, because 10 o'clock in the morning, volumes don't elevate to 5 million, and the only thing that you have is the increase in price, and that can be easily detected from the gainers losers list. That's not a problem. So again, why is this trade a good one? Not only because of the results, but because of the use of the round number and the reasonable stop loss. Now, how easy was to figure out this stock out of so many yesterday? Have to agree, this is very tough. So out of so many opportunities, the chances of picking up AAOI early in the morning, I would have to say, if you're not a follower of this stock, 0. Okay, I agree with that. People write me about it. How do you pick the stock? And if you don't follow, you're not going to pick it. And why would you follow Applied, what's the name of the stock? Applied Optoelectronics. No reason, okay? There's no reason. So it eventually makes it to the daily power list, but it comes in late, okay, at the daily power list. Having said that, the markets are, it's not easy to find those 20% intraday mover. Sorry, it ended up being a 7% intraday mover, but at one point it went $4 from the lows to the highs. That's more than 15%, because it lost half of its value of its profits on the way down. But again, those crazy intraday movers are what you should be looking for. That's what we are looking for altogether, is this type of movers. Again, not very easy. You catch one, you're getting paid. You don't catch one, you look at other stocks. And I'm not necessarily saying that this one was I was watching it during that time, watching Irene. The problem with Irene is that it ran so fast in the morning, hit the power list, hit all the indicators. Look what happened the rest of the trading day. Okay guys, we don't have enough time, so let's move to the number one. Okay guys, our number one winner yesterday, which was basically under our screens all week, and we had a video about BMNR a couple of days ago. Again, the problem with those stocks that, let me actually show you what I mean when I say the problem. This is BMNR yesterday. You won't believe what happened, but it happened. The stock started basically trading at 9:30 in the morning. Where is the price? At $58, and peaked at $161. That's $100, almost $100 of gains in one day. Okay, so let's take a look at the daily chart, and you will see immediately what happened here. You can see the price, the analysis that we did a couple of days ago. So a reverse split that started in May. The stock is coming down, and now they're talking about building Ethereum. I think it's an Ethereum fund, or basically bank. Basically, they're doing the same, trying to replicate what MSTR did with Bitcoin starting 4 or 5 years ago. And this is exactly the business that SBET, which is another stock that we analyzed, and I encourage you to take a look at the chart of SBET before you buy one share of this stock. Now let's move to the 3-minute chart. And again, the stock is wild. Again, the price action is crazy. The spreads are anywhere between 50 cents and $2. And again, you want to take part of this monster move, you need to be aware that this is not day trading. It's really a bit of gambling, if not a lot of gambling. Okay guys, thanks for being here with this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great 4th of July weekend.